What is something that still hasn't gone back to normal after the pandemic? A lot of places that reduced services for health and safety seem to have decided it saves too much money to bring back. Many hotels aren't doing daily service, fast casual restaurants are leaning heavily towards takeout and delivery. Customer service in general. Pharmacy employees are staging walkouts due to understaffing, hold times for any phone support, or just informing you all associates are busy and hanging up. Local social media is full of stories of restaurants closing drive-through or part of their restaurants due to employee shortages or having no backups if someone calls out. Tried to call an area business only to find out they have outsourced customer service to a national provider who says, "We can only give them the message. We don't know if they read them." It's awful. Restaurants laid off people and then those people used that time to find other jobs. When the restaurants could reopen fully staffed, those former workers didn't come back. They either found a new line of work or found a better paying job in the same industry. A restaurant chain in Chicago complained to our local news about it. Bottom line is that they were paying well below the market but tried to draw a picture that it was, people just don't want to work anymore. The cost of things. I'm surprised this isn't higher up. The cost of everything has gone insane. Double, triple within the space of a few years. It started with supply chain issues. Obviously, they can get away with it, so it isn't going to change. I love how we are told it's just inflation and that we have to shoulder that burden. I've dealt with inflation my entire life, but I've never seen anything like this. One crazy example is a certain pita bread I used to buy fairly often. It literally increased in price every single week until I just stopped buying it. Every week it'd be 10 cents more, 15 cents more the next, another 10 cents the next. Every week. That's just one example, but true of pretty much every product. The good thing is, I lost 35 pounds and have kept it off for almost 2 years now. I don't know about y'all, but the sense of time is messed up. It's like 3 years of my timeline is missing. Same, I keep getting 2021 and 2022 mixed up. Anything but the most major events could have happened either year. That's so true, those 2 years are kind blurred into a few months of fuzzy memories. But 2019 I can remember so clearly. 2020 to 2022 seems like a lifetime ago, yet I have no real memories from either. My only recollection from 2020 was sitting on the metro going to work one day and I noticed people wearing masks. I had not paid a ton of attention to the news, but that was when shit started getting real. Supermarkets that used to be open 24/7. This is a good one. Somehow pharmacy hours have also shortened, too. Restaurants too, right? It feels like there's a time crunch to get shit done that wasn't really pressing in my 30s. Saw a 24/7 IHOP yesterday and did a double take. Think there are one maybe two McDonald's in my whole city open late. In-person appointments for many services. I tried to do a follow-up appointment with my dermatologist to avoid taking half a day off of work. Substitute plans are a bitch, but they would not let me, unfortunately. Since it was a follow-up for a visit for a flare-up of psoriasis, she spent less than 2 minutes in the office looking at it. I took half a day off work and drove an hour 10 minutes to the visit from work. And then an hour and 20 minutes home. I was so mad that it couldn't be a phone call or video appointment. You can blame insurance billing for that one. During the early part of the pandemic, reimbursement for video visits was the same as in-person office visits. As the vaccine became more widely available, and as we returned more towards normal, eventually insurance stopped paying entirely for phone visits and drastically reduced compensation for video appointments. It sucks for me and my patients, because a lot of people take PTO to go to the doctor. The way many people behave in public truly became unhinged during the pandemic and shows no signs of slowing down. Yup. My answer is people. They became unhinged and hateful and unpredictable a few months into the pandemic, and it's only gotten worse from there. Lots of people are having their worldview shattered. Can relate. I am 100% convinced I'm not the same person I was before 2020. Call it awakening, call it paranoia, but I'm aware in a different way nowadays. I can't explain, but it's right there. And the world? Full of cunts. Holy Christ, it's like the entire planet went mad. What's even going on? People's general attitude towards life took a heavy downturn during the pandemic, and I don't really see anyone bouncing back from that. People are far more prone to outbursts of anger and frustration. It seems like there's an added edge to interactions that I don't think was ever there before. It's like being at a large party or other celebration, then there's a very loud noise that stops all the conversations for an instant. The mood at the gathering changes. Does not seem to have changed back this time. The thing is, we never had a victory moment where we're able to release the tension. Loud noise, everyone realizes it was some doof popping a cork, everyone laughs, tension released, party goes back to normal. Here there was a loud noise that went on too long, several guests were irritated by it and started fights with other guests trying to put the noise out, and when the noise finally stops everyone has their teeth on edge. And the tension just hangs. Seems like quality control left and never came back. Also, these poor damn kids. I don't know what happened, but they came back to school different and not for the better. On the bright side, the young ones coming in seem to be doing well. Trauma. You can't see grandma or your friends that someone will die, but you have to sit in a room with 30 people, fucks a kid up. And then everyone pretends like nothing happened. Plus, teaching as a career has reached the tipping point. There is not enough money, support, or resources to do what they're supposed to, so a lot of people just leave. We had 40 years of disrespecting education in society, and now chickens come home to roost. Resident teacher here for 1 year. I'm ready to fucking leave. Thank God my program ends in a few weeks. Don't know what I'll do after that, but man, I'm sure it will be better than teaching. We are experiencing higher than normal call volume. The wait time at your local emergency department is 4 hours 53 minutes. Are you sure you need to be here? Or, please use our online portal, which I wouldn't fucking use if it answered my question. Right. I don't call unless I absolutely have to. I've definitely done everything I can in the online portal first. You can bet if I'm on the phone waiting on hold and getting switched to a different operator and waiting on hold again, it's because I couldn't take care of what I needed on your damn online portal, website, chatbot, or automated phone choices. Places closed fitting rooms and instead of reopening them, they just tore them out. Clothing brands differ so much in sizes, I need to be able to try them on before I buy them. Fitting rooms are the only reason I still go to brick and mortar stores instead of online shopping. These places are taking away one of the only advantages they still have over online shopping. How do they not see that? Women's clothing is weird. I was in a play and needed to tell the costume maker my shirt size. It turns out I have every size from small to extra large. I recently bought jeans. I bought multiple pairs of the same brand in the same store. Each different style had a completely different sizing system. One of the pairs is a 30 by 36, neither of which reflect any known measurement on my body. One pair is a 6 and the other pair is a 9. They are all physically the same size. Friendships/relationships. It's not that we don't want to spend time together, but we all seem so collectively exhausted and isolated. I'm working hard to get out there, but we're all just tired. I'm surprised I had to scroll down so far to find this. I don't remember ever being this isolated before. I've been finding different ways to cope, but I miss the times when friends were pretty much always around. My friends miss me and I miss them, but I do not have the social energy to be a person after work. Tip function on every debit machine. Like McDonald's or Booster Juice. Seriously, this. I worked in hospitality for 20 years. I'm a very good tipper if I'm actually being served. But now I'm basically expected to tip everyone for everything? It pisses me off because the fucking employers should be paying their staff a decent wage, not pandering for tips. Don't even get me started on self-checkouts, lol. Attendance at schools. The number of absences is like nothing I've seen in over 30 years in education. Do you think it's because parents are actually keeping their kids home when they're sick? It's kids and teachers. My friend is a teacher and the burnout and teachers leaving in the middle of the school year for another job is so real. None of them give a fuck anymore, and so much of that is in part due to admin not having their backs, the kids themselves being completely unmotivated and more immature than they should be. And parents somehow assigning raising their kids to the educators instead of themselves. The kids are more immature because they missed out on 3 years of standard social development.